What's goody, y'all? What's goody? What's goody? Welcome back to Don Juan Spiritual Guidance. It's your girl Don, and we got a message for you. Okay, let me let this down a little bit so you can see the cards. All right, welcome to your timeless collective message. Take what resonates and leave the rest behind. So let's get into these vibes. All right, I ain't gonna stunt. I'm surprised that I'm really even on here. But I was about to like pull some cards, and I was like, well, let me just take it to the collective. All right, Holy Spirit, what's the message? Well, adversity, okay? Now, I did kind of come up in the reverse. Do we want to keep it that way? All right, so a lot of you guys could be going through some sort of adversity right now, okay? I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. So some of you guys have been in a season, and the reason why I'm saying some of you guys is because this could be past, present, or future information for you. Some of you guys, you could already be out of this adversity, but some people are still in it, okay? So some of you guys could be going through some adversity right now, and it did come out. I did notice that it did come out in reverse here. So something about this, whatever challenges you've been going through, whatever you have been learning through some sort of challenges, it's going to dissipate, right? Okay, it's going to be going away if it hasn't already. And I did notice that the surrender card was in reverse too, so you could be having other energies. Sorry, y'all. So you could be having other energies that like if you got your ops, people who are your enemies, they could not be surrendering to God, not surrendering to the process, okay? Or this could be you, flipped energies as you see fit here. And don't ever get it twisted, I don't think anybody just really wants to submit. But there's nothing wrong with submitting to God, I mean, that's not a bad thing, In fact, that's not only energy I submit to, okay? Because I am not the type to really do that. However, now, there could be a lot of doubt going on because of all the adversities and trials and tribulations you have been going through, right? I release the need to know all the answers, and that could be easier said than done, right? So some of you guys could be going through a lot of grief, right? A lot of pain, a lot of suffering, a lot of just things that's not making you happy, right? And I mean, because who wants to go through that? Who wants to go through, oh yay, pain and suffering, let's throw a party, says no one, right? It's tough, it's rough, right? And the challenges that you could be facing right now could be so big to the point where it's just like, well, dad, is God really gonna do something? Is God really going to, help me about this situation here? Is God, like, what's taking so long? Like, okay, because I mean, I ain't gonna stun. Let me look. See, my problem is not a belief if God is going to do it, right? Like, I don't doubt that God is going to, what he says is going to come to pass. I've seen my fair share of miracles. My problem is, I don't even really want to say patience, because yes, I can be impatient at times, but I feel like I have been more patient than not. My problem is you know the fact that I've been waiting for so long when it comes to certain things, okay? So my problem is, man, why hasn't this come to pass yet? I know it's going to come to pass. Why hasn't it come to pass yet? What's taking so long? That's my problem, right? Everybody got different issues, okay? And so for others of you, you could be dealing with your ops. Your ops could be grieving because maybe they didn't get the outcome that they thought they would, right? Because remember, God always has the upper hand. And this could be someone that you have had to cut off, right? I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. So maybe you had to cut whoever this is off, whether this was a family member, a friend, a lover, past lover, somebody from your job that you cared for. This could be you. Somebody cut you off, snip. Whatever the case may be here, because, maybe somebody didn't value and appreciate you like they should have, right? Maybe someone didn't, you know, they weren't grateful for you, you know, or if they did see your value, instead of embracing it, they downplayed it, right? Tried to downplay your light, tried to dim your light, right? Tried to oppress you, right? So people wouldn't notice you or see you in some way, shape, or form. Or this is what you did to someone here, okay? Flip the energies as you see fit. Okay, so there's some sort of regret and guilt here, okay? So yeah, so somebody regrets how they treated you. Okay, or this is you. Put yourself on the side of the story as you see fit. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. Okay, if you want to book a personal reading, the link is in the description box. All right. Also, feel free to subscribe to our Capricorn/Chosen One YouTube channel as well. Billy Goat's Prophetic Vessel. That link is in the description box too. Okay, so yeah, I know that I cannot change the past. Now, you know, be mindful of any of this is you, right? You know, somebody, you know, some of you guys, you could be dealing with regrets like, man, I regret dealing with that energy or energies. I regret, you know, even getting involved with them because of maybe all the adversity you have had to go through or you've been going through with them, right? Whether physically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, emotionally, sexually, you know, any type of abuse. Right now, your ops, you know, this is how your ops is feeling here. You know, this is guilt for the way they treated you, right? They didn't treat you right. Whoever this is to you, you know, unless you know that this is you. Flip the energies as you see fit. Right? Yeah, look at that. Love is right behind it. So this is someone, you know, I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things here. So I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth, right? So it's kind of like for those that are on the side of the story where maybe you kind of regret messing with someone, you know, being friends with someone or being lovers with someone or being close to a certain family member that maybe have crossed you, or unless you were the one that crossed someone. It's like, you know, maybe they didn't really have a good idea of what love is, not to excuse their behaviors here, but this was also to teach you some sort of lessons, right? To show you what you want, what you don't want, who you want, who you don't want in your life, right? You know, take a look at any beliefs that no longer, you know, assist in your soul's growth, right? So, you know, certain habits that no longer serve you, right? If you don't want to engage in those habits, right, that means you also want to be mindful of not having other people. So, right, for example, if you value loyalty, if you believe in loyalty, if you believe in trustworthiness, if you believe in God, that means you wouldn't want anybody in your circle that doesn't believe in loyalty, because then they'll be telling your business, right? Does that make sense? You wouldn't really want somebody in your circle who's an atheist, because then you wouldn't be able to talk to them about God, right? You know, so it's like this taught you, although yes, this may have brought a lot of grief, this taught you a lot about yourself. This is, or it's teaching, it's trying to, it's teaching you, which again, what you don't want, what you do want. Now here for your ops, they have a lot of guilt here. But what is this guilt? Why? No, let this come out. Freedom in reverse. So some of you guys could feel stuck. Okay, look at that, self-esteem. So your ops feel stuck, or your ops feel like they're not ascending, you know. And we've been getting that energy a lot where, you know, your ops really have been opping. And it's like, you know, well, since we ain't got nothing to lose, you know, like they have fucked up that royally. It's like, you know, it's all downhill for them, right? Because they have to serve that karmic debt back. And, you know, I wouldn't want to serve that kind of karmic debt back either. But, you know, you knew the job was dangerous when you took it. Top, top of energy when you signed up to work for the devil willingly, right? You know, so it's kind of like one of those things we all have to pay. We all have to pay that back. Me included, right? Um, you know, when it comes to, you know, karmic debt, karmic contracts, and so on and so forth. But self-esteem is here. So this is someone who, you know, you probably dealt with a lot of adversity, because maybe somebody was trying to hold on to you. They were trying to stop you from moving forward. They were trying to, you know, in some cases, if they were jealous of you, you know, self-esteem, right? Yeah, see, they were unhappy. So this is like somebody projecting their issues onto you, right? Or you them. And that's not fair. So it's like, okay, let's trap them with a baby, or let's put some black magic on them to try to freeze them up, right? Let's do a freeze spell. Let's do a jar spell. Let's do a hex. Let's send some evil entities towards them to try to block their path so that they can't move forward in any way, shape, or form, right? So, you know, It's different for everybody, right? Let's physically try to steal their money so that they'll struggle, right? It's like somebody, you know, they were self-conscious about themselves and they saw in you what they did not have within them here, right? So they could have tried to plan your demise or you theirs. That's, man, that's something. That is something. Okay. Yep. So now there's a lot of grief. Now there's a lot of grief here, right? They couldn't imagine themselves being caught, or facing the consequences or repercussions of their actions here, right? I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. So now they're in this grief here, forcing to it's like God is forcing them to think about their actions here, right? Now God is having your ops in a position where it's like they're under a judgment call here. Now they can't move forward. Their manifestations are coming to pass. Now they're facing home evictions. Now they are facing poverty. Now they are facing health issues. Now they are, you know, it's like whatever they wanted for you, it's happening to them, right? And and so yeah, no. Let's not try to restrict my little throat chakra. Let's speak the truth here. And so it's like all that. So for those that were actively doing black magic willingly, it's like, maybe they think that you're doing black magic on them or going to a practitioner. It's just like, no, partner, that's your black magic returning back to its sender, right? Now, even if somebody, if everybody's not dealing with somebody that's actively doing black magic, but you are dealing with someone who's doing a form of it, whether they know what it is or not, right? Any form of manipulation, right? So if somebody's trying to manipulate your circumstances, oh, you know, you supposed to get a raise at your job, but somebody puts a lie in the person who's supposed to give you that raise ear, and so then you don't get the raise. That is a form of black magic, whether that person knows what that or not, right? As an example, somebody purposely trying to get in between your union, right? By trying to plan a whatever to get in between. Now, you know, that's a form of black magic too, whether they know it or not, right? So, and it's just like now somebody is grieving because of all of their piss poor actions, but they weren't grieving when they were doing them, you know? It's kind of like, again, you knew the job was dangerous when you took it. So somebody was willing to dish it, but they weren't willing to take it, right? It's different when you got to eat your own medicine. When you got to, no. What's this card here? Envy. Yeah. See, they didn't want you to know that they was envious of you or you them. Flip the energies as you see fit. They didn't want to see you grow here with growth here. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. See, they saw in you what they didn't see within themselves. So it's like, oh, let's try to block them. Oh, let's try to stop them. Oh, let's try to tarnish their reputation. Oh, let's try to in some cases, because it's been coming out in the collective too, let's try to swap destinies, and hate on them. Let's not show them that we actually like them and that we want their life. Let's bully them. Let's, right? And so basically they're getting all of this energy back, right? It's a big judgment that's happening here. No. See, these cards don't want to come out because look, listen, honesty. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself, right? This came out in reverse. Somebody was never, they weren't honest with you, right? They weren't honest with you, or you weren't honest with them. This is somebody who kept telling you lies to keep covering their tracks, right? Or this is what you were doing. Okay, yeah. So indecision here. So some of you guys could have been, indecisive with what to do about the situation. But, so this came out in reverse. So now you're no longer confused. You're not dealing with, that Seven of Cups type energy, illusions, clouded judgment, and now some sort of peace is here. Or, it's coming for some of you, depending upon what season you're in while watching this, okay? No, you are not a failure, but somebody is pissed off because they feel like the plan to, take you out of here or to plan your downfall failed because somebody's trying to play God in your life. And somebody's getting a big reality check of who the real God is. Okay. Yeah. So we have gratitude here. I am thankful for this life and the opportunity that it presents. So it's like whoever you were dealing with, unless this is you, it's like they couldn't be grateful for what they had. They couldn't be great. It's like they weren't grateful for you. They weren't grateful for, maybe it's like instead of being grateful for you, they were envious. Right? Like they were straight up envious. And they're being judged for this. They're going through hell for this. Yeah, I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. So this is somebody, again, instead of going to like therapy or going to see a life coach or a shaman, they were too prideful to do that. They allow pride to get in the way, right? I love myself and I see myself in everyone. But see, this is coming from somebody who they don't love themselves, right? They want to be envious of people, right? I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. So this taught you, again, this taught you what you do want and what you don't want in your connections, in your life, right? And yeah, I'm telling you, it's like they, imagination, spiritual realm, they tried to do everything except what they were supposed to do, or you, right? And not being perfect, not being holier than now, right? I don't know. Somebody had a lot of fear in that the surrender card coming out in reverse. They didn't want to. They didn't want to surrender to the process. They didn't want to surrender to God, right? Or you didn't. Whatever it is, right? So a lot of you guys have been releasing this fear energy, right? You've been having to go through this process of paying attention to what is working for you instead of so much of what's not. What I can also say, sometimes when you do that, there comes a time when it's just like, okay, God, I want what I want. And there's nothing wrong with wanting more for yourself. But it is a good practice because it can help you get through that adversity, right? So, yeah. So whoever this energy here is they're a coward because again, they could dish it, we can't take it, right? And this is why they're not going to be successful. I mean, and they weren't successful trying to take you out. They weren't successful trying to tarnish you. They weren't successful with trying to PREY on your downfall, right? You've had to stay 10 toes down, right? Oh no, 10, bitch, I stood tall. Show these disloyal niggas how to ball, okay? T Grizzly, for real, all right? Because these niggas prayed on my downfall, okay? Listen, all right? But you are successful, okay? As long as you on God's team, you will never lose. But see, people have it twisted. Just because you on God's team, that don't mean you're not gonna go through nothing. That don't mean you're not gonna go through no pain or suffering. That don't mean that you're not gonna have no challenges. You got to get to your purpose, and sometimes some of those things are required. Okay, coming from someone who's tired, but also appreciates, the lessons and the knowledge and the wisdom because I'm able to help more people now. Right? It's only so much that textbooks can teach you. So yeah, failure here, balance in reverse. So the scales are not balancing in this Libra energy here. The scales are not balancing in this energy's favor here, right? They failed. Their plan to take you out failed. Their black, in some cases, their black magic that they tried to use failed. Their hexes, curses, binding failed, right? Return to sender, backfire. Okay, they're eating their own energy. Okay, what they wanted for you is happening to them, right? So that's what you get. So thank you all for your love and support here. To truly appreciate it, and always remember, you make your own decisions.